Mustard greens are not polite greens. They do not try to blend in. They announce themselves immediately. The first bite tells you everything. Sharp, peppery, slightly bitter, and unmistakably alive. Mustard greens belong to a category of vegetables that do not aim for comfort. They aim for impact. Botanically, mustard greens come from several species within the brassica genus, most commonly Brassica juncea. This family includes cabbage, broccoli, kale, and turnips, but mustard greens occupy a more aggressive flavor territory. Their leaves are broad, crinkled, and often deeply veined. Color ranges from bright green to dark emerald, sometimes with purple or reddish stems. This rugged appearance reflects their internal chemistry. Mustard greens originated in the Himalayan region and parts of South Asia. From there, they spread across Asia, the Middle East, Africa, and eventually Europe. They were cultivated not for delicacy, but for resilience. These greens grow fast. They tolerate cold. They resist pests better than many leafy vegetables. Historically, this made them reliable food for communities facing unpredictable conditions. Flavor is where mustard greens separate themselves. Raw, they are intensely pungent. The sharpness comes from glucosinolates, sulfur-containing compounds that activate when the leaves are cut or chewed. These compounds are related to those found in mustard seeds and wasabi. They create a nasal heat rather than a tongue burn. This sensation is why mustard greens feel spicy, despite containing no capsaicin. Cooking transforms them dramatically. Heat breaks down the sharp compounds and replaces them with earthy bitterness and deep vegetal richness. Long cooking mellows them further, producing a savory, almost smoky character. This transformation defines how mustard greens are used around the world. In South Asian cooking, they are slow-cooked into thick, rustic dishes paired with corn flatbreads. In Chinese cuisine, they are stir-fried, pickled, or fermented. In southern United States cooking, mustard greens are simmered with smoked meats or plant-based seasonings. In African cuisines, they appear in stews where bitterness balances starch-heavy staples. Mustard greens are not background ingredients. They shape the dish. Other elements adjust around them. Texture is equally important. Young leaves are tender and suitable for raw preparations. Mature leaves are tougher, requiring cooking to soften their fibrous structure. When cooked properly, mustard greens retain body. They do not dissolve like spinach. They remain substantial, providing chew and presence. Nutritionally, mustard greens are powerful. They are low in calories but extremely high in micronutrients. Vitamin K is abundant, supporting blood clotting and bone health. Vitamin A supports vision and immune function. Vitamin C contributes to antioxidant defense. They also provide calcium, magnesium, potassium, and iron. Their fiber content supports digestion and gut health. The same sulfur compounds responsible for bitterness are also associated with detoxification pathways in the body. These compounds have been studied for their role in cellular protection and inflammation regulation. Mustard greens are especially valued in diets focused on metabolic health. Their bitterness stimulates digestion and appetite regulation. Cultures that consume bitter greens regularly often associate them with balance and cleansing. Agriculturally, mustard greens are efficient crops. They grow quickly, sometimes ready for harvest in under a month. They can be harvested multiple times from the same plant. This efficiency made them staple greens during times of scarcity. They filled nutritional gaps when other vegetables were unavailable. Visually, mustard greens are expressive. The leaves twist, curl, and ripple. They look alive. This movement gives them visual energy on the plate. The biggest mistake with mustard greens is misunderstanding them. Expecting sweetness leads to disappointment. These greens are about contrast, not comfort. Another mistake is under-seasoning. Mustard greens need salt, fat, and sometimes acid to balance their intensity. Oil carries flavor. Vinegar brightens. Smoke deepens. Prepared correctly, mustard greens are addictive. They wake up the palate. They cut through richness. They make heavy meals feel lighter. Culturally, mustard greens represent a philosophy of eating. Accept bitterness. Respect strong flavors. Trust that not all pleasure is immediate. In modern diets obsessed with mildness and neutrality, mustard greens remain unapologetic. They do not adapt to trends. Trends adapt to them. They are ancient, resilient, and honest. Mustard greens do not chase approval. They demand understanding.